So I've been doing some proof of concept to see about breaking the game with level 40 human Sandro adjutant, which I don't have, but I do in DOC. All adjutants are level 40 in DOC. Unfortunately, I can't use my water cooldown mastery in DOC. I can't bring a mark spell in DOC. I can't get the bonus summons from Lich. 3-star human Sandro global, which I do have, but again, not in DOC. I also have her weapon, so she summons bone dragons at like 5 seconds and 45 seconds, and a skeleton every 10 seconds. And plus her regular summons, which I have doubled from her awakening. Then she summons a bunch of demons, obviously, and then you got earth elementals break up into summon units. Black Knights summon little units with a 6-star weapon, but this waspwort is the key to what I'm trying to do here. It spawns a bee on 50% of its attacks. With emblems, I can get its attack to like 0.96, so that's without buffs. It's generating a bee approximately every other second. And that's not counting high morale for monks. The fact that when waspwort gets crit, it has its own stacking attack speed buff. Any other attack speeds, if you use archmages on them, you could mark fast attack or mirth or rush tactic, but you could if you weren't in DOC.
Can they do anything with this mess, or what? Did I totally fuck this all up?
I don't know, man. Hopefully you got a couple female plants here, and maybe we can clone them and do something with them. Looks pretty fucked up, though.
Try this spell.
Well, if Ricky and Dracon both agree I should clone plants, I'm going to give it a shot here, so. Now, it's fun with other ults, too, you know, extra frenzies, or here's, I actually threw in Meph for a run and had 2 ults up at the same time. But I used this team for every DOC this week. I did Meph like twice, and I did Galu like twice, but other than that, it was Dracon every time. And I got King Friday. And actually, the first day, I didn't think to be boosting attack speed. I was just trying it out. And that's when these 2 timed runs are from. So what I'm doing here is tracking what the cooldown's supposed to be and what it actually is. So I'm going to track every time clones cast, and I'm going to track how many seconds of cooldown have passed. Every 10 seconds is what's on the left there. And then that's my phone battery getting low in the middle. So anyway, the thing about cloning waspwort is every time you clone a waspwort, you're getting more summons, which reduces the cooldown for the next waspwort. Theoretically, if both sides had lots of summon units, your enemy, because they count as well. Well, let's forget my infinite loop of waspwort bees for a minute here and see what I actually got with my initial crappy run. So on the left here, you see in 70 seconds, we got 106 seconds of cooldown. So that's about, for every 2 seconds, we got a bonus second. But now on the left, you'll see I added how many seconds in those 10 seconds were saved. The first 2 10-second periods, we got 3 bonus seconds. It never went down to 3 again. It's 8, 5, 8, 4, 5 seconds for every 10 seconds we're saving, because it's going to keep growing as long as we're getting more clones up, because there's going to be more summon units to die or not die, and then you just win. On the right here, for those 3 casts, I tracked how long they were supposed to take, which 26 seconds, how long they did take. So it's an average. And bear in mind here, with Water Mastery cooldown, the cooldown would be another 4 seconds lower. And at that point, we're looking at cooldown times in half easily, with just 2 to 3 waspworts up. And I have actually gotten one up to 4 at the same time. Very briefly, but that was without the 4 seconds from the mastery. And spell marks and globals, I mean, I'll get into that. But you can tell that it cloned, because if it says Swarm Hatchery, which is what makes them do this to Devils and Chargers. That's 3 waspworts, that's 30 chances to stun per second. But the reason I'm checking to see the Swarm Hatchery proc when I clone is because sometimes you do clone a bee. The AI does it sometimes too.
How does that make you feel, huh? You bought the wrong clones. You made a big mistake. Now you got a big fucking waste of time in your hands.
You can kind of avoid that somewhat by casting behind and above the flower and then just sliding towards it until it just turns green, gets highlighted. This is another run from those first 6 runs on that first day. Because of my mages guild and their mages guild, my cooldown against this guy is actually 30 seconds instead of 26 seconds, or 22 outside of here. And that's something I want to stress is that if you actually had a level 40 human Sandro adjutant outside of DOC, you could, the spell mark, you could do, I mean, you can get creative with it too. You don't just need to put attack speed on wasport, or you could bring a summon spell, or you could bring Death Ripple and like nuke your own summons all at once if you need a really big blast to cooldown, because you can get really big. Here, look at this. The clone cooldown here drops from 12 to nothing in 3 seconds. And without Nightmare gives 2 seconds, can give 2 seconds to an alt on a unit death. You know, the masteries, I keep repeating it, but you could see here, because it was a 30-second cast, we didn't get quite as much bonus per second, but there's a lot of potential there. And I think if you can get 6 waspworts up, I think you'll like hit a tipping point, and then you can get 7 and 8 until someone dies or time runs out. Now, when wasport first came out, I found that I was able to generate about as many bees with Galu as with the clones, but that changes when the clones are giving you cooldown reduction. Although Galu still would be really cool. There's a lot of cheese potential here in exploits, so. And hope somebody has fun fooling around with it or enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching.